Welcome back to the Crochet Chronicles, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we have two versions of this particular headband. They're both the twisted stepsister. Now what we have here is that one is Bernat Roving and the other one is Bernat Sheepish, which has been discontinued. So version 1 is going to be the Bernat Roving, which is a thicker yarn that you'll see, and then you will also then see the Bernat Sheepish, which is a thinner yarn. So the reason why there's a difference is that their chain counts are different. So today's video, the title of this video is going to be the version that we're talking about today, and without further ado let's move on to the version that's been suggested in the video title. So let's begin version number 1. In today's tutorial we're using the Bernat Roving as our choice and a 6.5mm size K crochet hook. So we're going to be focusing on this set of instruction you see here, and then we're going to begin our journey as far as making it. So let's begin. We're going to start with our beginning chain, and I'm going to chain a total of 12. So using a 6.5mm size K crochet hook, as I said already. And let's begin. So we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now let's begin our journey in row number 1. In row number 1 we're going to go 4 chain from the hook. So you just count it back. So 1, 2, 3, and go to the 4th right there, and go to the back hump of that chain, and you're going to double crochet, and that's where you're gonna start going across. So what you just did is that you jumped to the 4th one, so this is considered a stitch now, and so is that. So you technically have 2, and continuing on the back hump of the chain all the way across, you're going to double crochet, and this will be row number 1. So meet me at the other side of this row in just a moment. So I've come all the way to the other side. There's a total of 10 double crochets. You should be able to count that, and we're gonna turn and do row number 2. In row number 2 we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and that counts as the first double crochet that it's sitting on top of. So that one matches this one. So your next one is right there. And you're gonna double crochet yourself all the way across for row number 2, and then we're gonna repeat a set of instructions for about 10 inches, and once we do that then we'll begin to do the twist that you see in the particular project. When you come to the end, don't forget that turning chain here is a stitch, so don't forget that. A lot of people forget it. So just go right into the chain work itself and capture it in and double crochet. So let's turn our work and just set this down, and let's talk about the repeat. So grabbing a tape measure, what you want to do is that you want to go until you see it to be 10 inches long. So just lay it down, and I would lay it out and leave your tape measure out to about 10 inches and just set it down in front of you depending where you are, and then what you can do is just keep on checking that. So you're just gonna double crochet, so use row number 2 again. So chain 3 and then 1 double crochet in each, turn your work, chain 3, 1 double crochet in each, and do it until you get that 10-inch span. So meet me back here in just a moment. So continue to get 10 inches done. I have my 10 inches now done, and I'm gonna suggest something to you that's not in the pattern. So that's the whole point of tutorial work. And what I want to do is that I want to grab the yarn from the outside of the same ball and prepare that to be used as well. And watch what we're about to do. So what this is suggesting for us to do is to do 2 rows of just doing half of this and building it up like this, and then coming back, and then we're gonna fasten that off, and then coming back and then doing this side. What I'm gonna recommend to you is that you might as well do both at the same time. So let's begin, and this is considered the next row after 10 inches is done. So you're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to double crochet only the first 4 in a row. Okay, so then it's a total of 5, and then it says to turn your work. But here's what I'm going to suggest to you. So we're gonna do the first 5. Once you get the first 5 done, just pull up a loop and grab the strand from the other side of the yarn ball, so the long or the outside of it if you were going from the inside. And what I want to do is that I want to join it on the next empty one, and I want to do this side as well. So just join it and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, pull everything nice and tight so it's more hidden, and you're going to do the final 4 stitches after the join. So you should have still your 10 double crochets, but this time they're just separating, and because you're doing it now you'll never lose count really. Okay, so you have 2 sides done, so it's separating. So turn your work and we're going to start with the side that we're still currently on. Okay, this is from the outside of the ball, and you're going to chain 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and then you are going to double crochet in the remaining 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 is the turning chain, and then that's it. Okay, so that's where you want to end your story. So I want you to fasten off completely, and I'll show you how to weave in the ends in just a moment. So let's just pull that through just to hold, and then we're gonna jump to the other loop here that is waiting for us, and we're gonna finish this side. So we chain up a total of 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet. So the reason why I did that is that some people forget there's a wrong side and a right side to a project, and if you do it like this, you should never be lost, because they're both ending at the same side, so it looks like it belongs. So what I want to do is that we want to fasten this off, and then we're gonna begin our new story. So let me show you how to weave in the ends, because that's what you're gonna want to do right now. So what I want to do is that I want to feed that through, and I want to just put it through the underside of the stitch work. Okay, and you're gonna do this with all your loose ends that you will have, so I'll only demonstrate it one time. So when you pull, you don't want to change anything, and you just want to go back and forth in the same area, but they always have to be a slightly different path so the yarn doesn't fall out, and get rid of all those in there. And then once you do that, then you can safely cut that right into the project, and then you should never see that ever fall out on you. So I want you to do that with all your loose ends, and then meet me back here in just a moment. So grabbing the ball just like you had been before, I always go from the middle, and I'm going to create a slip knot, and I'm gonna begin my story. So both of them ended up on the same side. Do you see this is where I finished off? So that means that if I'm gonna start again, I have to turn it over. Okay, so before we begin our story though, what we have to do is that we have to crisscross over. So what I want you to do is just kind of do this. So just change their positions like this, and just kind of hold it down for a second. So essentially you're just doing the one crossover, so let's just join it to the first one, and then chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and we know that there's only 4 stitches left here. So we do 1, 2, 3 and 4, but we're not done. What we need to do is that, see how it's like this, we're on this side, what we're going to do is that we're just going to start, and we're gonna just put it in behind and start on this one. So it's just, do you see that? It's just crossed over, and you're gonna double crochet on this side. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Actually I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the turning chain is the 5th one. So you see how we did that? So it was laying down, so we did this side first, and then we crossed it over when we did it. So let's turn it over and take a look. See how it's crossing? And so now that we can go on, and we can go on to the next row. Let's begin. So the next row is already what we know, so we're gonna chain 3, and we're gonna double crochet all of the remaining. There's only 10 double crochets altogether, so the chain 3 plus 9 more. And so you're just gonna double crochet, and this will help solidify that crossover that just happened. So you want to do this particular row over and over and over, and it's suggesting to go to about 22 inches. At any time you can try this on and determine if you need to customize it, and stop earlier if you need to. So you can see the crossover has happened. Okay, so you turn your work and continue along. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep on moseying along till I get to about my 22 inches, and then I'm gonna fasten off, and I'll show you how to just attach it, and now this permanent crossover is in play. So full disclaimer for myself, I stopped at 21 inches and not 22. I want to cut a long enough strand here so that I can sew the two sides together. So I'm just going to pull through and the yarn through like that, and I can get rid of my tape measure, and I'm just going to sew the one side to the other. So throwing it through, this is called a wool needle. And what I want to do is just I want to match the stitches on each side. So just pulling it through and then go to the next stitch that's available to you. And the next stitch here, and this is called a whip stitch where you're just going directly across. And noticing that when I pull, I give it a good tug and then I toss it back over the other side. I find by tossing it over the other side I don't get as many tangles as far as like a long loose end of this strand. So this will create a seam line on the back, or pretty close to the back of your item. And then you'll turn it inside out so that the seam line stays on the inside of there. So once you have this done, stay within this side of the work and just put it through so that it catches into a knot. So just make it knot to itself, and then just staying on the inside, just gliding it back and forth a total of 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. And what I want to do is do that with the other loose end as well, just weaving it back and forth a total of 3 times. Okay, and then once I do that strand, I can then just turn it like this on the inside, or sorry, outside right. And there you go, and there you have that twist that you see. So it's a permanent twist and it's awesome and it fits me like a glove. And now this is something for my donation box. So if you're looking to do some charity work, this is a great project to do that with. So I'm just gonna finish this completely, but in the meantime you have a great day and we hope to see you again real soon right here in the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Bye bye.